Good morning, everybody. Jayy here with another War of the Visions video, and today we are going to do a character review of our older sniper, Niv'Lu. Now, she's not that old, we just got her pretty recently, but with the release of Christmas Viktora, there's a lot of people talking about pairing her with Niv'Lu. Now, Christmas Viktora not quite ready for the spotlight of getting her own video just yet. She has a couple bugs that need to be fixed, and I kind of need to see a little bit more of her in action. But Niv'Lu, I think we could do a really good character review on her now with the amount of time she's been out. To start Niv'Lu's review, I want to talk about the two ways you can play her, because they're very different. You can play her both as a time mage sub-job, which is a kind of supporty unit that still does a lot of damage, or you can play her as like a true gunner sub-job that pairs really nicely with other missile units and does a ton of damage and has good buffs and all that. Let's start with Time Mage. Time Mage is the one I think might be the most interesting and maybe takes the most thinking through to make the comps work. Why is Niv'Lu such a good Time Mage? Because she is a very good Time Mage. Well, it's because she has access to Haste and Quicken, the two core Time Mage abilities for a great support. Haste, 42% increased speed for 3 turns. That's a great spell. If you just want to be like brain dead Time Mage Niv'Lu, just leave that spell on, let her stand in the back and haste some people. Cool, you're getting benefit from that. But I want to focus a little more on Quicken for this video, because Quicken works so well with tanks in this game. Specifically tanks that you can make the speed dynamic work out to where they have a turn while Niv'Lu's charging Quicken, then Quicken finishes charging, and the tank goes forward and engages the enemy team. This is a lot of that turn 1 tricks that I put on my my tier list. This is the kind of things I'm talking about, manipulating your early game movement. So let's go into some character builders here, and let's look at a team that is Time Mage Niv'Lu and throw them into some high level arena and see how it works. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this Niv'Lu team. First, let's start with her. She is in Time Mage sub, which is what we want. She has 102 agility. That's the big thing to focus on with Time Mage Niv'Lu, is how her agility interacts with the rest of your group's agility. 102 is really high. She's going to be one of the first units to move in the game, which is what we want. Now, the second thing we need to point out is that because she's in slot 2, she will target the slot 1 person with her first buff, unless someone else has turn 0 hate. But we're not running any turn 0 hate in this group. There's no Dwayne, there's no Vow of Love. Agarius is equipped with Fenrir and she's our tank, but she's in slot 1, so she will catch the first Quicken. Now Agarius' agility is at 98, just a little bit less than Niv'Lu's. That means Niv'Lu will go, begin charging Quicken, then Agarius will take a turn, buff herself, do something, then immediately get quickened and go get hate with Taunting Blade. That's the goal. Now we're built as an anti-magic team here with Fenrir, lots of magic resist in the group, Ildira's in here to buff our magic resist. That's the kind of thing we're going to look for in a fight. So let's find a magic team, let's fight them, and let's see this kind of shenanigans in action. Okay, so here's our first fight, and here's the team that we found. We have a Sakura, a Halloween Little Leela, and a Warrior of Light. Very heavy magic damage team that we are going to try to send Agarius straight into. So she's the only one eating these AoE abilities from Leela and from Sakura, who, by the way, their AoE abilities hit a pretty dang big range. So we need to get Agarius away from our back line so we don't accidentally lose our carries. So watch how this starts. Niv'Lu runs left, starts charging her spell. Agarius buffs herself, moves forward, and that's exactly what you want. Now the enemy team's going to take some turns. Cool. We're keeping Ildira back with Mons TMR. Now here comes the Quicken. Boom. Agarius, who has her physical shield up, gets quickened, runs forward, and is like, here I am, enemy team. Come and get me. Enemy team's going to continue buffing. Cool. Now, Agarius still going to be targeted with another Quicken here from Niv'Lu. Meanwhile, she's tanking that magic damage. Boom, Taunting Blade. Leela dodges it. Big dodge from Leela, because that probably kills her with the elemental difference. There's the Quicken on Agarius. Agarius moves forward again, slaps Warrior Light once, and now we're in business. Our backline has gained the magic resist buffs. Agarius actually dodges Sakura's hit because of the Quicken, And now our DPS is pretty safe to move up and begin trying to kill the enemy team. Agarius starting to take some damage, but we have little Leela on, or we have, not little Leela, we have Ildira on the squad, and she'll be able to heal here in a moment. Now, Niv'Lu walks up. Niv'Lu gonna drop that limit break here on the enemy team. This should do nice big damage as long as it's not dodged. Boom, nice. Enemy team pretty beat up. Rebel intentions on Agarius. Leela drops back. Gonna start trying to heal up. Agarius still just in there being Agarius. Time for some healing of our own here. Very good. Niv'Lu, what do you got? Dispel spread. Kill Sakura, that's big. Leela has dodged 2 attacks in this fight, though. That is kind of a problem. Dispel spread again. Leela's buffs are off, but she's going to get the full life off. So, enemy team being annoying. That's what these enemy characters do, especially these two. Agarius moves up and says, I'm done with your shenanigans, Leela. It's time to die. And Leela's like, ha, I have Zombie Ryu's TMR. I never die. And Ildira's like, fine, I'll just kill Warrior of Light then. Whatever. Sakura moves up. Leela's still with that healing. Rebel intentions. Agarius still hanging in there. Niv'Lu's like, eventually I'm going to kill you, I promise. And Ildira's like putting in those extra hours getting those dodges in. Now, wow. Sakura dodges Fenrir right here. I'm not sure I've seen an Esper be dodged before, but this enemy team we're fighting is pretty dang annoying. So, hey, at least it hits little Leela. At least she's paralyzed. We got that going for us. Paralyzed ticks, cool. Niv'Lu almost finishes off Sakura. Almost. Sakura gonna get that Ruinja off on Ildira, no big deal. Agarius finishes her off. Great. Ildira moves up, says, have a holy, little Leela, and little Leela goes down. So, we won in spite of some insanely lucky dodges from the enemy team. We won because Agarius basically tanked it all herself until the very, very end. She was able to separate from our squad and go be the solo tank into all those AoE attacks that we needed her to be. So we built right, our strategy was good, and you saw the power of Time Mage Sniper. Niv'Lu did a ton of damage, and her utility boosted us to a win. Alright, let's look at her next build. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about with Niv'Lu is if you want to use that gunner or sniper subjob and what she can bring with that. Well, far as buffs go, which is really what you're looking at here, with Sniper, she brings a really cool buff that is attack plus 30% and Nether Beast Killer plus 30 for 3 turns to your allies. The Nether Beast, that's more PvE thing, we're not so worried about that. But the attack plus 30% buff is cool because units like Frederica and Lucia don't bring that. They bring that like missile attack, range buff, stuff like that. But Niv'Lu pairs really nicely with them because one of them can buff your missile attack, Niv'Lu can buff your attack, and now you're really amped up to do some damage. Now, if you want to run her as gunner, she can bring those buffs like those other units can bring, and that might be good for role swapping her and playing her with Christmas Viktora. Let Christmas Viktora bring those sniper buffs, let Niv'Lu bring those gunner buffs, and you can kind of see this cool synergy between running sniper buffs and gunner buffs in the same group, and Niv'Lu can fill either one of those roles, which makes her again a very valuable asset to your team, along with the insane damage she's going to deal. So let's watch a fight with that play out and see how it goes. Okay, so here's our team comp for this one, and this is a really fun team comp in my opinion. Let's look first at Niv'Lu, because that's our girl. We switched her sub job to Sniper. And you can see she's running a little less agility in this group because we're not running the agility card. That's okay, she's still really fast, and with this vision card and this Esper, she's going to do a ton of damage. Now her friend Frederica here is going to bring the gunner buffs. So she's going to bring the missile attack, Frederica is. Niv'Lu's going to bring the attack up. And then we have Dwayne in the group, who is a very, very high damage like tank. Now, he really only has 2 turns of aggro, but our goal here is annihilate the enemy team before Dwayne either dies or before he loses aggro, which might happen pretty fast, because this dude is not going to be Agarius levels of tanky. Now we're running his vision card for some nice attack up and for some nice magic resist. We're running Frederica's Dream, obviously, and then we're running Titan in this group for even more damage from the human killer. We can essentially fight almost anyone with this. So let's hit the arena, let's find a team to fight, and just see how we do. Okay, so with Dwayne's build, we were looking for mostly a physical attacking team, and what we found is a Niv'Lu, Gilgamesh, Halloween Little Leela. That's pretty interesting. This is 2 units that can use Quicken and a Frederica. So are we looking at some kind of like double Quicken Frederica barrage build or something here? I don't know. But here's what we want our team to do. We want our team to hug it out in the back line, cast all their buffs on themselves, and then as the enemy team approaches, have the damage to be able to annihilate them in either one shot or like a quick chain of shots. Okay, enemy team buffing early. It's not looking like it's some kind of quicken cheese build. Our team buffs, and notice that our team is standing on both sides of Dwayne, which is really important because he's going to cast this buff right here on both people and then be able to move forward. If he can't do that, he will have to go find them and then move forward, which slows him down by a little bit too much. Okay, more buffs for Dwayne because they got canceled. Dwayne now buffed back up, but we've regrouped on Dwayne, which might be a bit of a problem here. In fact, the Dispel from Niv'Lu canceled his hate. This allowed Niv'Lu to move on to Frederica and kill her. Dwayne counters by killing Gilgamesh, so that's not too bad. But Halloween Little Leela going to be looking for that full life, except that she dies to Niv'Lu. So Niv'Lu showing up big for both teams so far here. That Niv'Lu doesn't kill ours, our Niv'Lu kills hers, and we win in what was kind of a crazy fight there. So like, what happened? Well, the enemy moved forward into us, and we had enough damage that we one-shot everybody we hit. That was the key to our build. They did not quite have that kind of damage. They were a little more balanced, and our imbalance won, but it was really risky. And Niv'Lu performed well for both teams there, so that was really cool to see. All right, let's move on to a grade and a video wrap-up here. Okay, let's put a bow on this video by putting Niv'Lu's scores on the screen right now and giving her an overall grade based on my impossible-to-dispute perfect metrics. So please dispute those in the chat, actually. But anyway, I'm going to give her a 92 overall. I think she's an insanely good unit. I think Sniper is a really, really good job. And I think her combination of main job and sub jobs is puts her into that A tier. She's a newer unit. She feels newer. She feels like she belongs in the game. And she's a lot of fun to use. All right, real quick, line by line. Damage, I'm going to give her a 92. She has one-shot ability, if not all the time, especially when she's like, when you build her to do pure damage and you don't care about your team survivability, it's worth it with her because she can achieve the one-shots. She can also take down tanks, armor. Her damage is good. Like, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these. Her damage, I give her a good score. AoE, she has some AoE ability, right? Like her Limit Break hits in a nice AoE. She's not like Frederica, who can spam Barrage or something like that, but I'll give her a respectable 85 there. Utility, I think she really shines here. Time Mage utility is great. She has debuffing abilities. I'm giving her a 95 here. I'm considering bumping that up like as I'm talking about this, but I've already made it, so I'm just going to keep it at 95. Just know that her utility is like SS tier. It's as good as it gets. Okay, movement. I'm going to give her a 75 in movement. She has 3 move and 2 jump. That 1 extra jump is really nice. It helps her navigate terrain, climb over hills, all of that. Now, sometimes it can get her in trouble, like on maps where there's that like wall in front of you. She might accidentally go over it. You can plan accordingly, though, and trick her AI into not doing that. So 75, good enough score. Speed, she's really fast. I'm going to give her a 97 and just say that she's really fast. Yeah, it's nice for a Quicken user. Being able to play with her speed up and down, putting it into the 100s, it's useful, especially paired with Agarius. Durability, not super durable, right? This is where, in Christmas Viktora's review, you'll see that she outshines Niv'Lu with her Paladin sub, but that's for the next time. So overall, 92. Overall, a really fun unit. I'm very, very happy to have her. Missile meta feels like it's here to stay for a while. And yeah, that's what I've got today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, give it a subscribe. If you want to buy some Amazon coins, consider clicking my Amazon coin link down in the description. It really helps support the channel. And yeah, that's it for today. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I will see y'all in the next video.